Hello garden friends, and welcome to my channel, DK's Garden Oasis. I am Debbie, Master Gardener, inspiring you to bloom, grow, and conserve in your garden. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I'm storing my gladiola corms, my lily bulbs, and my elephant ear corms. And instead of doing my usual garden tip, interesting fact, or poem, if you wouldn't mind indulging me, my daughter lost her Great Dane of 12 and a half years this past Friday night, and I want to just do a little tribute. So that will be at the end of this video. So a little bit about Zoey, and then I'll get into the video. Zoey was a 12 and a half year old Great Dane, which in and itself was a miracle. When she was a puppy, they found a defect in her knee, and eventually at 1 year old she had to have it amputated. It was her back right leg, and she got around fine. She adapted very well. Then at about 5 years old she ended up getting lymphoma. She did have chemo for about 6 months and had been in remission the whole time, the rest of her life. She also, at maybe 10 years old, I believe, she ended up with an arrhythmia in her heart, which is common in bigger dogs, but that was treated with heart medicine. And then the last few weeks, she started declining, not eating, and we took her to the vet and found that she had hemangioma sarcoma, and it was all over. So at this point there really wasn't anything we could do except surgery, which at this point in her life my daughter did not decline to do. So she spent the last week with her, enjoying her, staying with her every moment, taking her for rides, pup cups, and a McDonald's burger. And towards the end of last week, she was having trouble breathing, so my daughter made the hard decision to let her go. And it was very peaceful, but she is really sad, and so are we, because she had spent half of her life, if not a little bit more, at our house, whether my daughter was traveling or she moved back home. Zoey was with us. So we're going to miss her too. So again, I'm going to have a little tribute at the end of Zoey. So let's get back into some happier things right now. And I am going to be storing my gladiolas, my elephant ears, and my lily bulbs. My lily bulbs I could have put into the ground right away. I pulled those from my cut flower garden, which I'm no longer going to be growing at. They could have stayed in the ground. And unfortunately, since I'm not growing there, I pulled those, and I'm going to try to put those back in the ground. Probably it'll be next spring now, because I'm pretty much done for the season. So hopefully some of those will survive. This is one of my lily bulbs, and I will be storing the ones that I have till next spring, and then I'll put those in my garden. As far as the gladiolas, those look great. This is a gladiola corm, and I'll show you in a few minutes. I have some that made babies off of it that I'll probably crack off. So these I will be growing in my garden. Let's see, the first year I did sunflowers. This year I did zinnias and some more sunflowers, and next year I'll be doing some gladiolas. I think I'm going to put my amaryllis in that spot as well, and also some sunflowers. So that's what I'm going to be doing next year, is putting these in my garden as well. As far as the elephant ears, I'm going to be putting these in my garden as well next year. I'm going to try to put them in my garden, my shade garden, and grow those there. And this year I grew these in pots, and you can see how big these got. So I'm going to be doing that. And I did cut off this stalk, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sprinkling some cinnamon. This supposedly keeps mold away, and I will be sprinkling those. And then I will be putting all of my corms and bulbs in these, I believe they're like potato or onion mesh bags. And then I'm going to be using my aspen bedding that I use for my dahlias, which, by the way, I'll link that video that I did last week, storing my dahlias, if you want to check that out. And then I'll be putting those in cardboard boxes in my crawl space for the winter. I pulled these gladiolus, lilies, and elephant ears a few weeks ago, and I washed them off and then dried them. It's been at least 2 weeks. It's probably been closer to 3 weeks. And I'm going to cut off all of the dead leaves. And what you want to do is let the leaves die off, like what you do with the amaryllis as well. So all that energy from the leaves go back into the bulb. So that's what I'll be doing now, is the leaves have died off. So I'll be cutting those, cutting the roots, which I've done pretty much here. I've cut most of the roots off. I did cut off a lot of the stalk here. And these look like these are baby elephant ears. Right now they don't look like they can be broken off. They're probably too small, which is fine. I will put these in the ground next year, and hopefully I'll have more elephant ears. This is going to be the first year that I'm going to be storing all of these bulbs. So this is just an experimental year to see how they do over the winter. And I'll keep you updated. I'll be looking at the bulbs when I check my dahlias as well to see how they're doing, seeing if they're molding or drying out. And then next year, what I plan on doing is to start my elephant ears and my lilies. I'm going to pre-sprout. The elephant ears took a very, very long time, so I want to get those going ahead of time, and then once they start growing, I'll put those in the ground after our first frost, which is usually mid to late May. As far as the gladiolas, I'll probably put those in the ground at the same time, late May, and I'll be putting those, as I said, I have a little spot that I just test trial different kinds of flowers, and this year I'll be doing my gladiolas, my amaryllis, and then some more sunflowers as well in that spot. I'm gonna go outside right now and grab all my bulbs and corms and show you a brief video of what that looks like. And then what I'll do, as I said, is I will put them all in these mesh bags with some aspen bedding, and then I will be putting those in my crawl space. As I said, these are all of my elephant ears. I've got a few bunches here, and this is what it looks like after I dug it out of the ground. All the leaves are dead, so I'm going to clip these like I did with this one, and then I'm going to be putting those, I'm going to be putting some cinnamon on the ends that I cut, and then I will be putting them in the mesh bags. These are all of my gladiola tubers, and then in this bucket I have my lilies. So I will be taking all of these, cutting them, and then I have aspen bedding, and I'll be putting those around the mesh bags. I see people wrap their elephant ears in paper, so I'll do that and put them in the mesh bags along with some the shavings in there, and put them in my airplane. Okay, so as I was saying, I am going to be taking this elephant ear, wrapping it in paper, and then putting it in the mesh bag. So I wanted to show you one more thing. This is, I started off with one gladiola tuber and it made two. So I'm just going to gently separate, and now I have both. And I will be planting these next year. So I'm going to take care of these. And that will be it for this year. I hope you enjoyed this video showing you how to store your gladiola, your elephant ears, and your lily bulbs. So give it a like and comment below your best advice on how you store your either dahlias, bulbs, or corms. Next week is Thanksgiving. I will not be uploading a video next week. I'm going to be spending time with my son and family in Charlotte, North Carolina, but I'll be back the following week with the 2023 garden results video and what I'll be doing in 2024. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell for that future video. Then in December, I'm going to be having lots of holiday videos. The first one will be planting my amaryllis. I know you can plant those ahead of time. I have my bulbs from last year that right now are in my crawl space resting. I'm going to give them a little bit more time because I put those down there about a month ago and I want to give them at least 2 months. I did buy more amaryllis bulbs that I'll be planting and I'll show you in that video, as well as some wax amaryllis that you don't have to water, that hopefully when I do this video they will be sprouting. Then I will be having a video on my holiday planter, as well as my weekend with my daughter downtown. We have an annual weekend downtown where we go to a lot of holiday events, and I'll share that video. And then I will be doing a Christmas / garden craft where I'm going to be decorating some vases. So again, make sure you're subscribed so you catch those videos in December. Then after another brief holiday break, I will be back and I will be starting my Lisianthus. Believe it or not, those are started in January. Those take 5 to 6 months from seed to bloom. So I will be starting those and all of my seed hauls in January. So there's lots going on, so make sure you stay tuned. Now here's my tribute to Zoey. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving, and I'll see you back in a week. Thanks for watching, and happy gardening. Bye-bye.